Good morning students, welcome to your chemistry class. As you all know that we are doing chapter number 9 carbon. As you all know that we were studying about carbon dioxide and how to obtain carbon dioxide. So under this laboratory preparation is given on page number 101. So let's start. Principle is CO2 is prepared in the laboratory by the action of dilute hydrochloric acid on marble, that is calcium carbonate chips. We also call it limestone. So calcium carbonate when reacts with hydrochloric acid gives calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide gas and water. As the gas is heavier than air, it is collected by the upward displacement of air. Now we will see the procedure what we have to go through to get carbon dioxide. So some marble chips are placed in a conical flask. You can see on the right hand side a conical flask is shown over here and covered by water. It is covered by water. The flask is fitted with a thistle funnel and a delivery tube bent at 90 degree. This one is the delivery tube. This is the thistle funnel. Dilute hydrochloric acid is poured through the thistle funnel into the flask. Over here you can see they are pouring dilute hydrochloric acid into the conical flask. A brisk reaction takes place. The gas evolved displaces the air inside the flask and the delivery tube first and then collects in the gas jar by displacing the air upwards. To test whether the jar is completely filled with carbon dioxide, a lighted matchstick is brought near its mouth from time to time. When the flame gets extinguished, we infer that the jar is filled with carbon dioxide. The delivery tube is taken out and the jar is closed by putting the lid in place. So over here we are collecting carbon dioxide. You can see in the image. Over here, studying the properties of carbon dioxide. You could use sodium carbonate in place of marble chips and then dilute H2SO4 in place of HCl. The reaction with marble is however smoother. So we can change the two things. We can change the marble chips with sodium carbonate and hydrochloric acid with dilute H2SO4 to obtain carbon dioxide. So by this way, carbon dioxide can be obtained in the laboratory also by taking calcium carbonate, hydrochloric acid, and we get calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide plus water. Here you have seen the whole reaction, how it is taking place. This is the thistle funnel, this is the delivery tube, and here we are getting carbon dioxide. They have told us that it is heavier than air. So if it is producing over here, it will start on displacing the air through this and then through the tube. And afterwards it will start collecting over here. And how can we know that carbon dioxide has been collected over here? By matchstick, by lighting a matchstick. When it will extinguish means जब वो बुझ जाएगी तो हमें पता चल जाएगा कि अब वहाँ पे एयर नहीं है क्योंकि टू बर्न इट नीड्स ऑक्सीजन राइट बट अगर वहाँ पे कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड होगी तो इट विल नॉट बर्न इट विल एक्सटिंग्विश. So a question can arise, could we use H2SO4 instead of HCl with marble? Because we were using hydrochloric acid with marble and not H2SO4. In the previous example that they have given us, they have told to use sulfuric acid with sodium carbonate but not with calcium carbonate. So is it possible that we can use sulfuric acid with marble? No, because the product that is formed will be calcium sulfate and the salt, that is calcium sulfate, being insoluble, it is insoluble, would deposit on the chips, preventing them from coming in contact with acid. So it will form and it will prevent the chips from coming in contact with the acid and the reaction will not take place properly. How about using H2SO4 with Na2CO3? This is alright because the salt Na2SO4 formed is soluble. Does the action of dilute HCl on marble chips give pure carbon dioxide? No. The gas is contaminated with HCl as the later gets volatilized by the evolving CO2. The gas can be freed from HCl vapors by passing it through small amount of water before collection. Water dissolves its own volume of carbon dioxide but large volumes of HCl. So volatilized over here means to turn into vapors. So HCl will also turn into vapors by the evolving CO2 and these two will be mixed. But if we want to take carbon dioxide aside, we will do this. Impure carbon dioxide is run through water, a small amount of water before collection. So this is water and this is our impure carbon dioxide which is having HCl also. So over here water will dissolve its own volume of CO2 but it will not dissolve HCl. So by this way we can take CO2 out and HCl is left behind. So we will see the properties of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide has the following properties. Firstly, we will see the physical properties. It is a colorless, odorless gas 1.67 times heavier than air. So it is colorless, it has no color, odorless, it does not have any kind of smell and it is 1.67 times heavier than air. Second is at 1 atmosphere pressure, the gas directly solidifies at minus 78.5 degrees Celsius. So at this pressure and temperature, it solidifies. The solid is called dry ice as it sublimes at this temperature, that is vaporizes without turning into liquid. So firstly, when there is 1 atmosphere pressure and is minus 78.5 degrees Celsius, the carbon dioxide will solidify. That is, it will turn into dry ice. But after that, it will sublime. As it sublimes at this temperature, that is, vaporizes without turning into liquid. So it will not turn into a liquid and then into a gas. It will directly turn into vapors. Third point is under ordinary conditions, water dissolves its own volume of the gas, but under high pressures, the gas is highly soluble in water, the property that is used in making soda water or a fizzy drink. The dissolved carbon dioxide bubbles out vigorously when the pressure is released. So what they are trying to say is, if we are having under ordinary conditions, we are not giving certain temperature or pressure or any kind of conditions to it, water dissolves its own volume of the gas. But under high pressures, the gas is highly soluble. If we are giving high pressures, the gas is highly soluble in water and it may dissolve more than the ordinary conditions. The property that is used in making soda water. So you have seen the bottles of cold drinks, right? Whenever we open it, a pressure is released, so the carbon dioxide release with bubbles. You must have seen the bubbles coming out, right? So it is carbon dioxide. The dissolved carbon dioxide bubbles out vigorously when the pressure is released. वो बंद है, उसको एक प्रॉपर प्रेशर दिया हुआ है इसलिए वो ऐसे बंद है. जब भी आप उसके कैप को खोलोगे तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड विल बी रिलीज्ड. Chemical properties. Firstly is combustion. Carbon dioxide is neither combustible nor a supporter of combustion. So it will not lead to any kind of combustion. So it is used in extinguishing a fire. हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट में भी देखा था कि जब हमें चेक करना था कि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड वहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है तो हमने एक मैच स्टिक को लाइट करके देखा. जब वो लाइट अप नहीं हुई इसका मतलब है कि वहाँ पे कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड प्रेजेंट है, बिकॉज इफ ऑक्सीजन वहाँ पे प्रेजेंट होती तो वो लाइट अप हो जाती बिकॉज ऑक्सीजन इज नीडेड फॉर बर्निंग. बट वहाँ पे कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड था इसलिए वो मैच स्टिक लाइट अप नहीं हुई. बीइंग हैवियर देन एयर, the gas displaces air from the vicinity and the fire gets extinguished. हमने इसकी प्रॉपर्टी देखी है कि ये एयर से हैवी है और जब भी वहाँ पे कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को आप एक्सटिंग्विश करने के लिए यूज करोगे तो वो क्या करेगी, वहाँ से एयर को डिस्प्लेस कर देगी. जब वहाँ से एयर डिस्प्लेस हो गई तो जो भी फायर वहाँ पे लगी हुई है उसको ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिली और वो फायर क्या होगी, एक्सटिंग्विश हो जाएगी. यू कैन easily understand this by doing the following activity. So let's start with the activity. So what does it say? Take a spoon of baking powder in glass A and add some vinegar to it. Vinegar everyone knows, we also call it as sirka. And add vinegar to baking powder in glass A, as you can see in the figure 9.15. Let the effervescence subside. Figure 9.15b. Hold glass A almost horizontally above glass B for a short while, taking care that no liquid flows from A to B. So firstly we have to do is we have to add baking soda and vinegar, okay, in the first glass. After all the bubbles and everything is calm down, you have to take the glass A and place it horizontally above B. जैसे आपको इमेज सी में दिख रहा है ना, उन्होंने ग्लास ए को हॉरिजॉन्टली रखा हुआ है ग्लास बी के ऊपर, बट जो भी आपका उसमें लिक्विड है वो आपका दूसरे ग्लास में नहीं जाना चाहिए. तो now hold glass B in a pouring mode over a lighted candle kept in a bowl. अब वो क्या कह रहे हैं, जैसे आपको इमेज डी में दिख रहा है, उन्होंने पोरिंग मोड में रखा हुआ है. मतलब जैसे हम किसी चीज में कोई चीज में जैसे पोर करने लगते हैं, जैसे अगर हमने एक ग्लास ऑफ वाटर को किसी और यूटेंसिल में डालना हो तो हम उसको थोड़ा टेढ़ा करते हैं, तो उसको क्या कह रहे हैं वो पोरिंग मोड. तो उन्होंने क्या किया, ग्लास जो हमारे पास था जिसमें हमने विनेगर और बेकिंग पाउडर मिक्स किया हुआ था, उसमें क्या किया उन्होंने, उसको उन्होंने एक कैंडल के ऊपर पोरिंग मोड में रख दिया. वो कैंडल लाइटेड थी. द फ्लेम इज एक्सटिंग्विश्ड. पर जब उन्होंने ऐसा किया तो उसका फ्लेम बुझ गया. दिस शोज दैट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज हैवियर देन एयर एंड सो इट कैन बी poured फ्रॉम वन ग्लास टू another and then over the flame which gets extinguished. फ्लेम ने तो एक्सटिंग्विश होना ही था, क्योंकि पहले तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड जो है वो एयर से हैवियर है, उसने एयर को डिस्प्लेस कर दिया, और जब कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड ने वहां पे एयर की जगह ले ली तो फ्लेम को ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिली और वो क्या हो गई, एक्सटिंग्विश. नेक्स्ट इज रिएक्शन विद एक्टिव मेटल्स. दिस वी विल डू इन अवर नेक्स्ट वीडियो. थैंक यू स्टूडेंट्स.